Welcome back everyone, Mudford here. Out in the shop today. We've got a little bit of a start on this trailer. Making this trailer for Rocky Mountain Race Week. That's a drag and drive event, if you haven't heard of it. What we have to do is leave our truck and trailer at the first track and make a pass or two or whatever to get a time slip to turn in, and then we have to drive to the next track, and we end up driving, I think it's 12 or 1300 miles total on the road between tracks. We have to have everything for the week with us with the race car. So we are taking a really small Harbor Freight trailer. This is the smallest one they make. I think it's 41 or something like that by 48 inches. We're enclosing it 28 inches high. The plan is to be able to haul all of our stuff for the week in here and with a little bit of it in the car. So all I've done so far, I've got some 1x tube steel, and I've made a frame on one side. I got the start of the other one over here. I'm gonna go ahead and get it tacked on, and we're just gonna start making some bars, and we're gonna get a skeleton up. If you haven't heard of Rocky Mountain Race Week or Hot Rod Drag Week, check out 1320 Video. They've got some really good videos of those events. If you look at the 2021 Rocky Mountain Race Week, I am interviewed in day one with the Buick. That was pretty cool. It was, you know, always been a dream of mine to be on 1320 Video, and my first event, first day, I made it on the video. So that was pretty exciting. We're going back this year. Jeremiah's going to be the driver this time though, because I did not get in because we took 2022 off due to quad racing. So he is in the junior street class and I am on the wait list. We'll see how that goes, but we got to get this trailer made so that we can have something to haul our stuff in. And it's going to go something like this. We're done here in the fender well. Got the other side tacked in. Now we're going to try to tie them together. I don't want this roof to be completely flat, so I'm going to put a couple of relief cuts in, a couple of spots here, and we're going to try to bend it ever so slightly, and then flip it over, and then we're going to do 4 of these across. So I'm going to go ahead and get the relief cuts in. We'll see how this turns out. Not sure. Hopefully we can make 4 exactly the same. So I've got the first rafter, whatever you want to call it, made. I made the cuts, bent it just a little bit, and then tack welded them back together. So it's got 3 little bends in it, and then looks like it's going to be pretty good. I'm probably going to notch this in just so it sets right over this lip, and we'll weld it right on there. I've got it, the sides setting pretty level right now. I'm going to go ahead and make my other 3 identical, get them all done, and then get them all fit in place across here, and then I'll show you what that looks like. Pretty happy with the way this is turning out. I got the top bars done. Everything is just tacked, it's not really done, but I think it's pretty good. The next thing I'm going to do is weld some spacers right at the peak. 3 of those across, and then 1 support here, and the basic frame will be done. Then I'll just have to do the door in the back. We're just going to keep plugging away at it, but I'm pretty happy so far. Well, the easy part's done. The whole frame is completely tacked together. Seems to be fairly square. I think it's pretty good. I gotta go through and do all the welding of every seam now. That'll be the first thing. Then it needs to be painted. Then we need to put a deck on it. Then we need to put a skin on it. And another thing, at some point I gotta figure out how I'm gonna configure the door. Haven't really thought a ton about that yet. I think it's just gonna have a hinge on one side and swing open and have a latch on the other. Just got to figure out how we can do that. It's obviously going to have to be lockable. We'll get to that later. Been making some progress on this trailer. I ended up welding some strips of metal here just because of the angle, and I would only have 2 spots to screw the edge of the roof on because this was flat and the bars were angled a little bit. So I welded in some steel in between them to match the angle of the bars. I still have to grind it down because it's going to be, the aluminum sheeting is going to be mounted. The roof's going to be here. The wall's going to be here, so I want this to be smooth. So I got to grind it down like I did on this side. I got to do all these coming together really nicely now. And the way the floor is on this, the outer C-channel is higher than the middle pieces because they sit in it. So I've just got some flat stock that I'm going to be welding on top so that my plywood that I'm going to screw down to it will be flat. I'm going to put a bar that goes straight across here just so my door can be flat, rectangle shaped instead of having this little arch to it. So I'm going to do that next. Then I should have this ready to paint. Already got my aluminum panels priced out and I know where I can get them at locally, so that's a good thing. So I just got to hurry up and get this done so I can go grab the panels. Also have to grab the plywood. I did buy this latch from E-Trailer, so I'm just going to have a regular door back here. And it will have a latch and it'll be lockable. And then I also picked up these because we're going to have this unhooked from the car while we're racing it and at the track. And I want to have these on the back so that we can crawl in there or be getting tools out or whatever we need out of here. We don't got to worry about having issues with the trailer. So we can put these legs down in the back. I put a jack on the front, just one of the ones that rotates. I welded it on there. And that way it should be pretty good at the track. Shouldn't go anywhere. Shouldn't tip up when we are horsing around in the back of it if we have these on one on each side. So I think I just have to mount these in here. I'm going to go ahead and get to work now, and I'll keep checking in and showing you the progress I'm making. Okay, I got a bunch done. I'm going to call it quits for now and probably edit and upload this as part 1. So I got the back. I don't want to make the door shaped like the roof here. I have a little bit of a peak on the roof, not much. So what I did was ran a bar across there, so now my door will be a rectangle instead of odd shaped. I got that fitted in. I got all my pieces of flat stock on to make the floor level so I can throw my plywood down after I get it painted. Got one of my rear stabilizers on. At the track, we'll just have to reach under from the back here, swing this around, and then drop it down like that. Have to do one on the other side. I'm not going to do that now because it's getting late and I've had enough, but it is going to work pretty slick. I'm going to get the other one on. We'll be painting pretty soon. I'll hopefully be finishing this up in part 2 of this video. I'll be making the door and getting the aluminum skin put on the trailer. So far this is a $400 Harbor Freight trailer, like a $30 jack, $34 for the stabilizers, another just over $100 for the metal that I got. I'll probably have $250 into the aluminum and probably some trim with that, some hinges and a door latch. It's going to be fairly cheap compared to buying an enclosed trailer, and really you don't see too many this small. The little ones I see are pretty fancy and they're actually smaller. The motorcycle pull behind ones are smaller than this. Just kind of an odd size is what I wanted for race week. I didn't want a 4x6 really, seemed too big, but the motorcycle ones seemed a little small. This is kind of in between. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for part 2.